What am I trying to tell you with this? Well, other than, I guess you could say I like Star Fox. So, yeah, I guess the point I'm trying to get across is that I'm a Star Fox fan and I'm a nerd and I collect boxes and I have a Star Fox box. That's it. So, yes, Star Fox for Nintendo Wii U. Freaking finally. We knew it was happening. We knew it was coming out. We knew that it's been in development for over a year. And we kind of had the general idea of the release date when Nintendo said that it was going to come out before Zelda, for sure. Now that we've finally seen what it looks like, I'm impressed. I like it. I really like it. But I'm also a little confused because they say it's not a sequel and it's not a prequel, but it's not a remake. And not a reboot for that matter. So that puzzles me. So it's like, okay, so it's not a sequel to any of the numbers. It's not Star Fox 4. It's not Star Fox 5. It's not a remake. It's not a reboot. And it's not a prequel. It's going to be called Star Fox Zero. What does that mean? Like, because if you're not going to advance the plot, you'd almost ask, then why bother? Now, I'm not saying I dislike the game now or I'm against the game because it doesn't have any continuity. But at the same time, you got to wonder why. Why not continue the lore? Why not continue the story? Like, is it a reimagining of Star Fox 64? Is that what they're trying to do? I mean, that's fine, but at least say so that you're reimagining it again instead of... Because, again, that's just kind of weird, though, because you remade Star Fox 64 for the 3DS, only to, a couple years later, reimagine the game altogether? Because wasn't that what Star Fox 64 was in the first place? When they reimagined it on the original Super Nintendo because they didn't like the visuals? So, it's a remake of a remake? Or a reimagining of a reimagining? So, I'm just kind of dismayed by the lack of effort to put the game into a continuity form. Because I would like to see the story progress. I would like to know where Fox is going in his future. I'd like to know more about the characters. They're very likable. Everybody loves the characters, or at least over here in the US they do. Now, of course, not everybody's a fan of Crystal, but whatever. So, I know, that's the only thing about this whole thing that bugs me, is like the lack of continuity. Because it almost wonders, like, if there's no continuity, and it might as well be like its own timeline then. Because if that's not the case, then you'd have to ask, like, why does it even bother existing then? Because if it's not a sequel and it's not a prequel and it's not a reboot, then what is it? It just exists, and that kind of just bugs me a little bit. So is it a different timeline? At least say that, like, if they plan to make sequels. But yeah, we don't know. There's not a whole lot to say about it in the terms of story. But as for the gameplay, however, for what we saw, it looked really good. It looked like classic Star Fox with a few tweaks. The R-Wing can now transform into like some sort of like walker that can walk on land and layouts and cool stuff. You got the Landmaster back, which can now turn into a little bit of a flying jet, so it can at least get off the ground for a brief period of time. You also have some sort of gyro wing, which I guess it's going to be useful for something, right? Now, as much as I love all of it, and I loved what I saw, visuals look amazing, visuals look beautiful. I thought I heard that they're going to try to bring back the cast of the original Star Fox 64, because that would be pretty amazing to bring back the original cast. I mean, like, do a barrel roll! Falco here, I'm fine. This is Babby, all systems go. Slippy here, I'm okay. Like that'd be pretty cool, nostalgic, but that would also kind of support the reimagining if they're going to bring back some of the classic lines like barrel roll, like they said they were going to do. So yeah. One thing that kind of has me a little concerned, because Star Fox games, or at least like the flying ones, are kind of notorious for being short, and the way they talk about it, they're like, you can go through different routes should you complete the game. Makes me start to wonder a little bit, okay, exactly how long is this game? Because while I do love Star Fox 64, really love the game, completed it, have all the medals, have the different main menu for the 64 version, I'd like the idea of having a longer game, because while there are different routes, different levels, you can only go through them the same amount of time, you know? So I'd like to know if there's more levels, like a lot more, like, what would be fine for me is if they took the scale of Star Fox 64, all the levels included, and expanded on that, like doubled it. Just take all of what we saw in Star Fox 64 and double it. Like make another section like that, because that would mean twice the levels, twice the routes, twice the bosses, and twice the challenges. That would be enough. That'd be a much better game just because it's Star Fox 64, but double the levels. Just do that. Just that alone, you'd have a much bigger game. And a lot more replay value out of it, to be honest. Another thing that I'm hoping to God that they really put in there is GameCube controller support. Because I'm seeing everybody play with the Wii U pad and that sort of thing, and that's fine. I really don't have any qualms with the Wii U pad in general. I mean, it's not... It's interesting. Nothing against it, don't mind it. I played Bayonetta 2 fun, but I really would like them to utilize the GameCube controller adapter in Star Fox in the new Star Fox Zero. Simply because there's, outside of Smash Brothers, there's no game that supports it. And that bothers me, because like you pay $20 for this adapter, and the only use you're going to get out of it is Smash Brothers? And from the way they describe the game, like you'll be able to use the analog sticks to like do U-turns and like reverse turns and that sort of thing, and you can use the buttons to do this. It doesn't sound like there's nothing that you can't do on a GameCube controller that you shouldn't be able to do on a Wii U pad and vice versa. Because from what we were looking at, it doesn't look like the screen on the Wii U pad really does anything in terms of you having to actually connect to it and press stuff on it to play the game. It kind of just looks like maybe it's a map or an afterthought, like something you can look at a radar if you don't want it on the screen. Maybe, I'm just assuming that. But yeah, if that's the case, then there really should be no reason why the GameCube controller and the GameCube adapter cannot work for Star Fox. And for a lot of gamers out there, I'm sure that would be a really nice handy thing to have. People did not want to use the Wii U pad for Smash Brothers. They had to make that adapter for it. So allow it to be used with other things. I'm surprised other games had not tried to update their games like Bayonetta 2 to utilize this mechanic, because I'm sure there are gamers out there that do not want to use this big F-off giant-ass controller with the screen on it. I don't mind it much, but I would like the option myself too, because I just like the convenience of having a small controller, buttons there, and that's it. Not having to worry about charging my Wii U pad and having to look at it, make sure that it's charging while I'm playing it. That sort of thing. Like, it's the little things. So, yeah, Star Fox Zero. I'm really excited for it. Continuity is a little weird to me. Not sure how I feel about that. I'd like to know what they mean in terms of how it's a Zero and not a prequel, not a sequel, not a remake. Something like that is just like, okay, then why does it exist? If it's neither of these things. Is it an alternate timeline? Because that's kind of the only option. And I'm okay with alternate timelines. Like, if you're going to try to rebrand the story, retell the story from the ground up, but without getting rid of the other continuity, all right. But let us know. So yeah, I'm excited for the game. I really am. Like, it comes around this holiday, definitely going to hop on it, definitely going to get it. So guys, tell me, what do you think about Star Fox Zero? Are you really excited for it, just as I am? I know I don't look like I show it because I'm concerned about these matters, but like, we'll see what happens. So hopefully Nintendo will listen. I mean, surely they are. There's a lot of stuff going on. You got Mario Makers, you got the new Zelda for the 3DS, which has 3-player compatibility, and I'm like, that's really cool. Not super excited for it. Not enough to make a separate video going apeshit over it. I'll add it to this one, but yeah, I thought those were pretty cool. Mario's 30th anniversary, right on. I mean, I am excited for Mario Maker. Like, I want to try that. That looks a lot of fun. I question the user-friendly aspect of it, because I don't know how you're going to connect doors that lead to other doors. But yeah, I'd really like to get a hand on that, because I know as much as Gene loves Mario Brothers, I would have a ball making Mario games for him to go through, and just to see him go through my levels and see if I can pull some fast ones. I'm not gonna do any Super Mario Kaizus, because I don't want to give him something that I wouldn't be able to complete myself. But at the same time, I want to give him some twisty things that he probably wouldn't see in a natural Mario game. Something that would be interesting. Nothing that he shouldn't be able to overcome, but something that he probably wouldn't notice or see coming. So yeah, excited for a lot of Nintendo stuff. It's been a great E3. Square Enix blew it out of the water. So yeah, you guys are going to have to let us know. Like, there's a lot of videos to make, a lot of work to be done, more reviews coming, but thank you for watching, and we'll see where we go from here. It's been a great E3.